A lion cub walked alone into the den of a hyena clan, and there, surrounded by all of them, she did something no other creature on the savanna would have been mad enough to try. She walked straight to the clan's food, and she began to eat. The whole clan turned to look at her. To understand how a little lion ended up doing the most reckless thing on the entire plain, you have to go back a few weeks, to a cub who was very good at only one thing: surviving, badly, completely alone. The little lion had lost her mother early. The tall grass where she had last been with her had closed over a long trail that led away and did not return, and whatever had walked off down that trail had not come back for her. She had been left in an enormous world with no one to show her how any of it worked. And it showed, because the little lion was, to put it kindly, a disaster. A lion cub raised in a pride learns to hunt by watching, the crouch, the patience, the timing. This little lion had no one to watch, so she taught herself, and she taught herself wrong. She would stalk a grasshopper and pounce a full second too late. She would creep up on a sleeping bird and step on a dry twig at the last moment and send it bursting into the sky. She tried to ambush her own shadow. She tumbled down a slope, chasing a beetle, and came up with a faceful of dust. She was brave, and she was determined, and she missed everything. Day after day she went hungry, not because the savanna had nothing, but because she could not catch any of it. She grew thinner. The clumsiness that was funny when she was full became dangerous when she was starving. And hunger, in the end, makes the timid bold. Because one evening, half-starved and out of ideas, the little lion caught the scent of food on the wind. A kill, somewhere, already brought down, already waiting. She followed it, and the trail led her to the worst possible place a lion cub could go: the den of a hyena clan. There is no creature a lion fears and hates more than the hyena, and no creature that fears and hates the lion more in return. They are old enemies. They steal from each other, fight each other, kill each other's young. A grown lion will scatter a clan will tear apart a lion alone. For a lion cub to walk into a hyena den is not bravery. It is the kind of thing only a starving creature, too inexperienced to know better, would ever do. But the little lion did not know better. She only knew she was hungry, and the food was there. So she walked in, on shaking legs, past the resting shapes of the clan, straight to the kill at the center of the den, and she began to eat. For a moment, the whole clan simply stared, too astonished to move. And then the astonishment turned, the way it always does with hyenas, into something with teeth. They rose, they circled. The laughing, whooping sounds began to build, the sound that means a clan has found something to destroy. The little lion froze over the food, suddenly understanding, far too late, exactly where she was. She was surrounded. There was nowhere to run. A dozen of the savanna's most relentless hunters closed in on one small, starving, hopeless cub, and then one of them stepped between the little lion and the rest of the clan. She was the smallest of them, the thinnest. The one whose ribs showed, the one with the old scars, the one who always ate last, when there was anything left to eat at all. Every clan has one, the lowest ranking, the one the others shove aside, the one who lives at the very bottom of a hierarchy that never lets her up. She had spent her whole life being driven off, snapped at, denied. She knew, better than any hyena there, what it was to stand alone against a crowd that wanted you gone. And when she looked at the little lion cornered over the food, small, starving, surrounded, unwanted, she did not see an enemy. She saw herself. So she did the only defiant thing she had ever done in her life. She placed her own thin body between the cub and the clan, and she would not move. It cost her. The clan turned on her the way clans turn on the low ones, with shoving, with threats, with all the cruelty a hierarchy saves for those at the bottom. She held her ground anyway. She, who had never once won a fight for a scrap of food in her life, stood and held the line for a creature that wasn't even her own kind, against the only family she had. And slowly, impossibly, the clan lost interest. A starving lion cub was not worth the trouble of getting past the stubborn low one, who would not stop blocking the way. They drifted back to their rest, grumbling, and the lowest hyena in the clan stood alone with the little lion and let her finish eating. What grew between them after that was not the warm thing the savanna gives to mothers and their young. It was something rougher and, in its way, deeper, the bond of two outcasts who had no one else. The hyena could not raise the cub the way a lioness would, but she shared. When she finally got her scraps at the end of every kill, she let the little lion eat beside her, the two of them at the bottom of the clan together. She let the cub trail her across the plain. She drove off the things that came for a lone cub in the night, and the little lion, who had failed at everything alone, was no longer alone. There was a cruelty in it that the hyena understood and the cub did not, because the little lion was growing, and what she was growing into was the one thing that ruled hyenas, a lion, the very creature whose kind drove clans from their kills, whose shadow sent the hyena and all her family scattering. The hyena was raising the thing that would one day stand above her in the only order the savanna respects. She raised her anyway. And the day came, as it always does, when the young lioness began to hear her own kind on the wind. The call of a pride, reaching into the part of her that the clan had never touched. She had grown tall and strong now, strong in a way no hyena could match, and the savanna was pulling her toward the lions where she belonged. The lowest hyena in the clan did not try to keep her. She of all creatures knew what it was to be denied a place you belonged in. She would not do that to the one creature she had ever protected. So when the young lioness stood at the edge of the clan's range and looked out toward a distant pride, the hyena simply stopped following. She let the cub go to her own kind, into a life the hyena could never be part of, a life she had kept alive against her own family for no reward she would ever collect. The young lioness walked out toward the pride. A lioness rose, took her scent, and let her in. And the lowest hyena in the clan watched the little lion she had saved become the very thing her kind feared most, until she could no longer tell which of the golden shapes had once eaten beside her at the bottom of the clan. The seasons turned. The young lioness took her place among her pride and became one of its strong ones, ruling her stretch of the plain, a mother in time herself. A lion and a hyena clan that share a range are at war, always. The prides drive the clans from their kills. They claim the best ground. They teach the hyenas, again and again, who stands above whom. That is the law of the savanna, as old as both of them. But there was one clan this lioness would not drive away. When her pride brought down a kill, and a certain clan of hyenas gathered hungry at the edge, the other lions would charge them off, as lions do. This lioness would not. She let them come. She let them take their share. The lowest, thinnest ones at the back of the clan, the ones every other lion would chase off first, she let them eat, again and again. When every law of her kind told her to dominate them, she shared the plain instead. She did not know why. She had no memory of the hyena who had stepped between her and the clan, no picture of the thin, scarred body that had held the line for her, no name for the bottom of the order where she had once been fed. She only carried, beneath all her lion's strength, a single thing the clan had given her. That the lowest ones were not to be driven off. That somewhere far back, before she had words for safety, safety had been the smallest, hungriest creature in the den, choosing to stand in front of her when no one else would. And somewhere on that same plain, an old hyena grew older at the bottom of her clan, never knowing that out in the gold, a lioness shared her kills with the hungry and the low, sparing a clan of hyenas for the rest of her life, because once, the most unwanted creature on the savanna had decided that one starving little lion was worth standing up for.